They ran hundreds of experiments trying to prove your thoughts don't affect reality. The problem? Reality didn't cooperate. Before we start, I want you to grab one belief you've been carrying. I don't matter. Nothing works out. I'll always end up back here. Hold it for a second, because by the end of this, that belief is going to feel a little exposed. There's a declassified CIA document called Evidence for Consciousness-Related Anomalies in Random Physical Systems, meaning we found something and we don't like what it means. They built machines whose only job was to be random, like flipping a coin forever. No emotion, no agenda, no bias, just chaos. Then they brought humans in and said, don't touch anything, just sit there and try to influence the outcome. They never thought it would work. They kept trying. Different labs, different people, different setups. Years of data. They gathered everything. Every test, every result, every attempt to prove nothing was happening. And here's what slipped through. When no one was focusing, the machines behaved exactly like random machines. When humans focused, they didn't. They called it unequivocal non-chance effects. Let me translate that. We tried everything to prove this was nothing, and it refused to go away. They didn't call it manifestation. They didn't call it intention. They called it an anomaly. Because when reality breaks your belief system, you don't update your belief system. You rename the problem. But we see through it, because here's what we need to consider. If your focus can slightly shift randomness, what do you think it's been doing to your life every day? You've been running experiments too. You just didn't know it. I always mess things up. I'm not built for success. I'll never get out of this. That's not just thinking. That's repetition. That's conditioning. That's direction. When I was using, I thought the problem was drugs. And they were a problem. But they weren't the root. The experiment I was running was, if I believe I'm worthless, does my life start to reflect it? The answer was yes. I spent 2 decades going in and out of jail for petty, non-violent, drug-related offenses without ever being offered long-term treatment. I was the example. They made that decision, and I co-signed it for nearly 20 years. My mentality throughout was, well, I'm going to go to jail anyway, might as well. Turns out that was a huge mistake on my part. When I started my awakening in sobriety, I made a conscious decision to switch my mentality to, I am better than jail. I swear I stopped going back to jail and haven't been back in 8 years. I then used the same methodology to purchase my home, even though everyone told me it would never happen. I kept telling myself that my luck was turning around and that my children and I deserved a beautiful home. And here I sit today, in my beautiful home. It works, my lovelies, I swear it. Not overnight, not magically, but slowly, consistently, just like those machines, a slight tilt. So when I read this file, I don't hear anomaly. I hear, we tried to prove your inner world doesn't matter, and we failed. If you've been told it's your brain, you're powerless. Your only job is to follow a system and hope. What if your healing is realizing you're not just surviving reality, you're participating in it? I'm not saying think positive and everything changes. That's lazy. I'm saying there is evidence that human consciousness influences physical systems. And your life is a system. So here's what I want you to do for the next 7 days. Pick one outcome. 1. I stay sober today. I show up today. I don't sabotage this one thing. For 7 mornings before plugging in, sit for 5 minutes and focus. Today, I am biasing my life toward this. Then go live life. Messy, imperfect, human. When something aligns, even slightly, write it down. The moment you didn't react. the urge that passed quicker, the opportunity that showed up. That's your anomaly log. This file isn't telling you that you control everything. It's telling you something far more important. You are not irrelevant. You are not passive. You are not just reacting to life. You are influencing it. You are the variable they couldn't eliminate. What are you going to start pointing your mind at on purpose? We take declassified files, buried research, and the things nobody explains properly, and we break them down so you can actually use them to rebuild your life, your mind, and your direction. You can find this document in the official CIA reading room. File number CIA RDP 96-00789 R002200520001-0. Or head to my website, www.samanthabushika.com, or my link in bio. I'm Sam, from Progressing Not Perfecting, an alternative holistic wellness and personal transformation platform built for people who refuse to stay stuck in the life they were handed. Come find me on all platforms at Pro Not Per. Until next time, my lovelies.